Hello, this is Jer. This is the Nightmare series of Oxygen Not Included. I'm on the radioactive ocean asteroid that is metal poor and has a frozen core. Absolutely terrible place to be. As if it wasn't bad enough, all the game settings are on the maximum hardness, and we don't have teleportation or care packages. Enjoy! Welcome back. Okay, so last episode, I got the carnivore achievement and the turn of the century achievement. I had to make a decision about whether I'm going to still use the incubator or not, and for the short term I am, because I got a plan to go on a space mission, and I would like to have a little bit of excess of barbecue meat. I'm going to send a single dupe on a trip. Dupes eat 2,000 calories a day. So for instance, if I got 20,000 calories of barbecue meat, I'll be able to go on a mission for 10 cycles. That's my goal. Now, before I do that, I just want to have a look around the base to see, is there anything that I've been neglecting while I've been concentrating on the carnivore achievement, which is entirely possible. So, I want to up my excess amount of calories just as a precaution. I want to create a little bit of mush bars. But yeah, let's do a little bit of a health check. Have I missed anything? I do see some polluted oxygen that's made its way down here, so we'll help address that by putting this together. Actually, if we go up like that, we'll save ourselves a tiny bit of metal. Now that is because of the... Haha, nuts. Okay, all the polluted water that I put here, I guess there still is some left, has been making its way down here. There should not... Okay, this... I did forget that then. Alright, so this was built to essentially put polluted water that the dupes yacked up on the base. Okay, so that... that's a little annoying, but it is what it is. It means we're getting a lot of polluted oxygen down here, which was never the plan. It was supposed to be contained to this area. Okay, so that's one thing. Given the fact that I'll put this here and I've gas mask down here, this should be alright. And we'll stop sending polluted water down there. Alright, anything else? Let's look at overall oxygen. I mean, there's plenty of oxygen around the base. From this point on, we're in gas masks anyways. I did push probably more hydrogen than I need because I'm not actually using this as I initially planned. Let's look at some of the electrical circuitry. See a small little bit of metal that I could get back if I had built this like this instead. So we're on metal poor asteroid, and one of the things I'm trying to do, or the whole reason I'm going on a space mission is because of that. Okay, so that is that. Overall, I think we're pretty good. I don't see any circuits that have things that aren't running, for instance. Let's look at temperature. Quite comfortable. The base is looking pretty good. We've got very cold area down here, so we can use this. Have a look, we've been letting these geysers run out, collecting some water. It's actually not extremely hot, despite the fact that this is coming out 90 degrees. I do see a crater Saturn trap. That's going to be an issue if one of these guys runs out to it, but I think that's going to be a huge thing. Keep an eye on that. Now, water in the pipes is the next thing. So we've got lots of water there. We've got tons of water here. So if I start to consume that, I've got a desalinator. We're doing a join right at this location. But this water is lower than I've noticed in quite a while. So I think there's a couple things going on here. For instance, let's start with insulation. So this coldness... part of it is coming from the fact that this world down here is getting this area cold, and I've got ice that I'd like to melt. And this is set up to not run if things are very low, and it's pretty cool. So I kind of want to warm this area up, essentially. So there's a couple things I want to look at doing for that then. Let's complete some insulation. We'll start off digging down there. I guess I'm going to have to let the dupes in. The other thing that might be helpful is if we took this line here, which is too hot, and take it to the cold area, that might be a really nice way of kind of exchanging temperatures. So we're going to take this down. If I had radiant pipes and lots of metal, I would make a radiant pipe here, but I'll just do granite for the time being. Okay, so there's that. On this rocket side of things, let's have a look in here. Oh, hold on. Let's go back. Is there any other things? What do I have? Look at disease. Not seeing a whole lot of issues. I'm not really getting into farm. Let's make sure that we still have rooms. 96, 96, 96, 96. 96, and we've got a laboratories, lots of colorful rooms in there. I don't think anything has been destroyed. Oh, and over here, 96. And radiation. Yeah, let's have a quick look. Yeah, highly radioactive over here, but the dupes don't spend a lot of time there. And we're seeming like we're okay. All right, let's go to the rocket then. This is the next mission I have for us. I've got this area here. Now I'm realizing this isn't being filled up because it has no power. So what I'm going to do now, I want to start filling carbon dioxide into this spot. Let's see, we'll do that. But to do that, let's go outside the rocket and stop that oxygen line going in. Just snap that right there. We'll start with that. Okay, I should mention, because it's the weekend, I haven't uploaded the last video, so if any of you had good comments, I have not seen it yet, so there may be something that you've told me to do, either here or somewhere else in the asteroid. I will definitely be looking at that, but haven't had the opportunity to see it just yet. So I'm going to snap these pipes. That's going to give us some oxygen, hoping that will make this area purely just oxygen. We'll see what happens when those pipes are snapped. Okay, so as those pipes are snapped, we're starting to see a little bit of purple. And as long as that makes it up here in enough amount, that's fine. It may not, though. Okay, we'll give that a little bit more time to think about what I might do just to encourage it along is to fill this in. So running the incubator for a little bit longer. I think once I put 20,000 calories of meat inside my rockets, I won't be using this so much anymore, but I'm gonna keep going for just a tiny bit. Actually, where are we? 12,000, so we're not too far from that, actually. So we've got oxygen in this area. May not actually need to fill these guys after all, but I'm going to do that at high priority just to make sure that we get that sealed off. Just having a look, I noticed a little section that I didn't plan to get back, so a tiny bit of metal. I'm getting there. Gonna get the dupes to start eating mush bars just for a short period of time, or mush fry, just so that I can save a little bit of excess meat for space travel, because this is basically morale boosting material, and I might need that for the single dupe that's not going to have all the rooms when they go to this new asteroid, at least at the beginning. So I've been finding this setup to of moving these critters over and back again a little irritating. So what I'm going to do is set up a dedicated feeding area. It really doesn't need to be in the stable itself. I'm going to put that close by. I don't have a lot of metal, so let's careful about how I do this. Let's do that. Maybe move this out of the way just so that we don't have to worry about it, because there'll be some selecting, I believe. Actually, let's not worry about that, because they might make that out of the... Yes. Oh no, you're making out of ground. Alright, well, we'll get set up with this so far. So my plan is to put in one feeder. In fact, I'll only need one feeder now. And I'll put it right in the middle. I'm going to put a bin of dirt. I could even put in an auto sweeper, but I probably don't have the excess metal for that just yet. And let's continue working with some eggs. So my plan here is to load carbon dioxide on the right, oxygen in the left. Don't know if this is the best way to do it, but it's good to... It's a plan. It'll work. At least I hope. I mean, it could go terribly wrong. I've never done this exact design. But the requirement I have is getting over here and bringing back tons of metal ore. Some algae, some lead. Maybe we'll get some more of these critters. Oh, we want... some of you, at least one or a few bristle blossoms would be nice. So yeah, we want to get over here. I'll probably set up a little bit of a living area. May have the dupes sleep on the rocket if they're... Actually, I don't know if I have space. I might. Maybe I'll put one cot here, one power generation room right there. I didn't leave a lot of room, really any room for much else. Let's concentrate on starting the loading process of carbon dioxide. It's going to take a bit to load. So my thinking is this. I want to send tons of carbon dioxide in because, first of all, I want to get back when I get there. But I also want to send a lot of rovers on this world itself, and that'll need a lot of carbon dioxide. So let's start off by just pushing in a lot of carbon dioxide in this zone right here. While that's happening, I see there's research complete on, let's see, a glass forge. Now, I need to build that close to heavy watt wire, so there's not a lot of metal. I also need to make that land in a cool spot. I could do that here, but I'm thinking maybe even a better spot is, I've got this sort of column going down. I've got heavy watt wire system I could connect to. Maybe I make the glass forge right at this location. Let's see. I don't know how far away I can get away. Let's see. I'm going to add 4 tiles. Let's fill in 4 tiles. Or we continue any further on that. Okay. So it's a very good cycle because I'm not using an incubator. I've got, let's say, 18,000, nearly the right amount of barbecue meat. What I'm going to do instead is use the incubator every other cycle. That way I know all the eggs that are on this side don't need to be reprocessed. I still may want to select eggs that are under, let's say, 80% or something like that. But apart from that, let's see. This isn't going to be built unless we've got a tile right there. I do see carbon dioxide flowing up. That must mean that it's making its way into this storage zone right here. So I want tons and tons of it so I can get lots of rovers to help us on our future mission. Actually, just looking to see, is there any construction that can be done? I think what I'll do is just kind of snag stuff around a little bit. Actually, I'm probably going to get rid of that. Okay, I'll leave the rocket for now. I would very much like to see glass, or yeah, us to be able to create some glass so we can make a solar panel on it. That way the dupe that's traveling doesn't have to use the manual generator as much. Okay, here we go. I'm going to store some dirt here. Not high priority, but whenever the dupes don't have something to do, that can be one of their focus. I'm just thinking to myself. Oh, yeah. Let's do this. Let's put a critter drop-off. Let's avoid having to move. I think so. Some of you guys have to move over here. This is going to be the last time I select these guys like that. Move you as well. It's just cumbersome. It technically works, but if it doesn't work for me, it really doesn't work. Let's be honest. Okay, I'm gonna try out this new system. So this works based on priorities, if it works at all. So this is set as priority 7. Let's make sure that we get the same critters over. I guess we don't care how many are in there. I'll just put 20. B does. It's weird. Is that really selected? Oh, whoops. Let's not do that. Hold on. Copy that over. Okay, so this has 2 settings. Either the moving the critters from here to be fed, or here to be redistributed. So right now, if I want to send in this direction, I need to make sure that this has the higher priority. Boom. And then I can now, the neat thing is I can go through all the critters that are hungry. And just select them all. So this is much nicer than what I was trying to do with the move 2. Upping the priority every time. It's just a heck of a lot better than what I was doing. Okay, so there's that. So wrangle that. And then what I need to do is just watch these critters be dropped off here. Once they've all been fed, I can just wrangle them all after I crank this priority down. They'll be redistributed back. Much nicer solution. That is going to make my life easier. Still seeing plenty of carbon dioxide make its way up, which is good. Okay, waiting for this area to be dug out. A little bit of insulation going on down here. So now that I've got these guys here, I'm going to crank this priority down. I need these guys that have been fed, such as this guy here. I can quickly hit wrangle. And I can see why maybe I actually wanted to have this area bigger, even if the critters can't get around. Oh, wait. Why don't I just do this? This is going to let hydrogen out, and it'll make it so that they're not crammed. Okay, excellent. We're just improving as we go. So yeah, I just want to choose hatches that are now fed, wrangle them. That way they should automatically be distributed back as engineer sends in some dirt. So now that we've got that set, as soon as these critters start eating, as long as they're groomed, they're kind of basically the same state they are when they're in the stable. It's just, of course, when they lose their ability to be groomed, they won't be able to get it back. So let's make sure that they get wrangled so they can be in an actual stable. So now I've got a new tool to handle stress thanks to these guys. I'm going to prioritize on the dupes that are the most stressed. Chef, for some reason, is at the highest. So let's see, they're caught. Baker, Chef, this one right here. Let's put some carpeted tile for them to be able to enjoy. Make that out of granite. Right there. And who is the second most stressed at the moment? Veterinarian, then scientist. Rancher, veterinarian. So let's do veterinarian. And scientist is the first one. Do that at high priority. Just to make sure we still have rooms quick. Okay, so we've got 94 tiles. If I get these two back, we're going to get that. I see one of these little guys decided to hide in this tile. See if we can wrangle them out. And I'm going to prepare an area for glass forge. I want to get this water line going in this direction instead. Now, how much metal do I... Okay, I think we can do this. Bring heavy watt wire over. Okay, we can't actually get across there, but let's build a bridge. Just looking at this hydrogen-filled room. It's probably not going to be great for an operator. So let's put some airflow tiles on both sides. High priority to avoid pips from escaping. And that should improve the oxygen situation, or lack thereof. Okay, I see more reed fibers, so we're going to get more options for stress relieving. Actually, let's just check in on Chef. They're getting tickled toesies, which can't remember exactly what, let's see, the stress level, tickled toe, minus 15% extra while they're sleeping. So that's going to definitely help for dupes that are a bit stressed. We've got lots of excess meat in here. Let's get several dupes access. We'll create a good amount of barbecue meat. Where are we? 60,000, 17,000 of barbecue meat. Oh, these guys probably have their food, so let's lower that priority and send them back. I'm just wondering, let's make a tiny bit more metal. I'd like to have automated lights for the glass forge that's going to be going in here. So I see a pip here. I don't know if you can actually wrangle a pip in a tile. I'm not sure if when I wrangled this one it just teleported inside this location. So we'll wrangle this guy. Oh, where are you still stuck in a tile? It almost looks like he's halfway in between the two tiles. This is bizarre. Just curious what happens in this case where you wrangle a pip. It says they're confined. Okay, popped out of the tile. Okay, so before I place this, I believe that liquid is going to be coming out of here. We're going to want to insulate it extremely well. We'll make this out of ceramic. Send this down like that. Oh, speaking of which, let's say, put it in that pipe. That means we will want, forgot, mesh tile right here. If we're getting liquid to fall down. Make that high priority. Actually, let's do the same thing for up there. That way we can concentrate on the building itself shortly. Where are we with... okay, yeah, that's enough carbon dioxide. We're good, we're good. Let's cut that for now. Okay, so that's exciting because I guess we'll let this drain out first. And then we'll switch to onboarding some oxygen. Should be pretty easy. We'll do a combination of loading into the this guy here, into the actual rocket itself, plus excess storage. Maybe we should prioritize Yeah, we'll prioritize inside the rocket and this machinery before excess is put there. If a pip can find a way to escape, they always seem to. So I do have my mesh tile, but a pip did land. Thought I saw something fall here. Oh yeah, I did. I did see it fall. Okay, so we'll wrangle these two guys back. Just a single pipe is still needed before we can actually put in the machinery though. Just realizing we're ready to actually redirect this cooler or warmer liquid down to where I'm melting ice. So we'll do that like that, allowing this to warm this area a little bit. And in the process, cooling the water that's going towards our base, which is good. So we've got our glass forge. No idea how much exactly to... Oh, every unit creates 25 kilograms. Let me just see. I have a specific amount I have in mind, which is... same amount that I can need to create this, which is 200. Okay, so I believe that's 8 pieces. Get started on that. Now I'm going to add some insulation this way, but I want to make sure I don't forget to not block off this. So maybe we'll start digging this out a little bit. See, so this liquid's going down here now. It's going to have a little bit of a warming effect, hopefully. At least that's a plan. Ladder so the dupes can still get across. There is the first piece of glass being produced. Scientist is cranking away. They've got light access to be able to see what they're doing. Sand is being delivered. So that's going into pipes and falling way down here. I should see glass appear as a new resource. I do not. Even though I see glass right here. Maybe I had destroyed some... Oh. There's some glass. I already have glass. Maybe well, I didn't have enough. Otherwise it would have shown I could build that, but... That's a wall tile. Okay, I guess we had discovered glass. But this is the first time producing glass on this asteroid, at least. Okay, before I forget, let's make sure we enable this. Let's see, we do not want to have oxygen sent that way. It'd just be a waste. Outside the rockets, instead of loading this carbon dioxide, we will connect this to the oxygen line. We'll start producing lots of oxygen. There, it's making its way up to the rocket. That's going to have a little bit of pressure put on this electrolyzer here. So expect this area to get a little bit warmer. We've got a pipeline that's visiting here. If I have excess metal, I may not. Eek. You know what? I'll put a tile there. I could always claim it back if I had to. Oh, right. The other thing is this guy is not running just yet because there's no power. So maybe we put that in to actually finish this whole thing up. Do that same for the pipe. I think I might have a slightly different idea for power generation. That involves these actual solar panels. Boom, boom, boom. So we need renewable energy research to be done. So we are loading oxygen. I want to get lots and lots of oxygen on there. See, I didn't see that flowing, what's happening inside. Oh, whoops, I see. I've got that reversed. I should be going in this direction. Finish that pipe there at high priority. So I'm going to generate much more pieces of a glass so we can get several solar panels generated. We're going to build those over on this world. I'm going to put a battery on the rocket and charge it that way rather than a small little one inside. So yeah, very much excited to get over here. But I want to do it right. Barbecue meat just hanging on. Let's generate more pieces of mush bars. So we finally have enough carpeted tiles for every dupe. That last one right here. And that is for Runner. Just thinking to myself, the dupe that's going here might benefit from one of these two. Just gonna make a mesh tile here, just in the off chance the dupe is sick here. They're not gonna send that in this direction. But I think that's where I'm gonna put a cot. This is gonna be an area where the dupes don't need to go. We've got a battery up there. So now, yeah, we've got oxygen loaded into this guy. Excess has been pushed into the rocket. Excess beyond that is put up here. Let that load. Tons of carbon dioxide sitting here. Oh, and there's a tiny piece of oxygen, annoyingly. Not that that matters, but yeah, all the extra oxygen that's going to be pushed in there. Eventually, what I'm going to do is connect this back out again. So all I need to do to produce new oxygen, or is just, well, not produce it, but just pump it into this. And as long as I've got oxygen left, we can stay. And as long as so basically, as long as we've got carbon dioxide to get back, food for the dupe to be able to eat, and oxygen for them to be able to breathe and put into their suit, they can stay in the world that they're going to, as well as maintain their sanity and stress. That's the other thing. But once I get here, I'll create maybe a Great Hall Nature Reserve, a few things like that. Okay, and if I can produce a bit of glass, I'll be able to make it so that they don't have to use the manual generator, and they can actually do what I want them to do some digging, load some resource onto the rocket, produce some rovers who can help out, and we can see if we can get all this back to the homeworld with lots of metal. Alright, that's the hope, anyway. Okay, so we found new glossy druglets. I'm going to put them in this stable. Up this to B8. We'll wrangle them. They're not an adult yet, but if I don't do this now, I'll likely forget. So I'll just have them put that in there. So the moment they're an adult and they have scales, we're going to have our first piece of plastic. Wait a minute, what's wrong here? Oh, that needs to be emptied by a dupe. That's not a pipe thing. Okay. Just need to wait for a dupe to do that. See, some of these little hatches are on their way over here. We've got excess meat again. 80,000 calories plus. Yeah, I did have a big spill that polluted water. That's actually turning to polluted ice. So someone is emptying the desalinator. I'm going to start insulation process up here so that we don't have this coolness going into this area for too long. Mostly because I want to keep this area as warm as I can. We're currently out of water, but I can melt ice if I can warm it up. I had a not a thermo sensor. Had the liquid temporizer in here, but I don't have that running anymore. For the time being. Look to see if I should do some eggs. I think it's about time. A little annoying, but this glossy Drecklet decided to get stuck there. So I'm going to lower the priority temporarily of that. Delete 2 tiles and patch it back up. Oh, you guys probably have enough food. So I'm going to lower the priority there and wrangle you guys. So just looking at an elderly hatch here, might make sense more to attack them and replace them with a younger hatch. I think this is the first time I'm replacing any of these hatches. Gonna lower this priority down and we'll get the remainder hatches that are happy with the amount of food that they have. Let's see, wrangle you, and we will wrangle you. I think I'm going to create a second Draco stable. This one is going to be dedicated to the glossy type. I never did get my glossy Drecklet in there, did I? We'll try again. He must have... Oh! Let's see, get out of the way, Pip. There is that glossy one. I'll take that one. But yeah, at some point soon, I'm going to have a spot set up solely for them, just underneath where these guys are. We're of course going to have this here, a grooming station right next to that. We'll be able to get our plastic. We'll want a drop-off station, and then some spot for mealwood. Now we have to watch temperature. So we may need to bring a cooling line down, excuse me, for that. That's okay. We will put some farm tiles across like that. Research has just been completed on solar panels. That's great. So I'm able to create one. I actually want to create... actually, no. I'm thinking I should be good with 3. Why don't I make enough glass to make at least 4 when I get over to the other world. So look, how bright is it? I think that has a factor in all of this. Yeah, it says it's bright. Anyways, get a bunch of that together, glass. Also want some dirt because just realizing I'm not storing any water here. Typically do when I'm doing space travel. Just trying to think, is there a way to get water storage into here? If I can arrange my battery to be in a different location. Really did not give myself a lot of room. Think I'm going to just wrap... Oh, ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, I wish I had have made that across like that. You know what? Just in case I'm in a jam, I think the easiest thing to do, or maybe the smartest thing to do, just to have on hand, is a thing of water. Put this in and we'll make a big water bottle and bring that with us just in case it's needed. It may not be, but better to be safe than sorry. And we've got a trap dupe. Scientist, you're supposed to be the smart one. Still doing a little bit of egg incubation. Over 100,000 calories of total food though. Feeling pretty good. So we are just out of aluminum ore. We really got to go on this mission very soon. But if I can get a final stable created, we'll have to change the type of metal that I use. But that would be really nice. Make this part out of copper. We'll go without the lights, given the metal situation. Okay, I think we're going to start. I've got, interestingly, over 500 kilograms per tile. Well, I guess this is technically only 3 tiles with that oxygen. But over 4 tiles, we've got 460 or so kilograms per tile. Let's get rid of this excess ladder. The dupes are not going to be actually going up here. Just thinking about it, they could get right here. That might be useful. Because I could fit a storage bin right at this location. So I might do just that. Though I can get rid of this manual generator when I get over there with solar panels. So I've got the storage bin built. I'm going to start the process of loading some material. We'll start with dirt. It's going to be for the outhouse. Make sure this is done at high priority. Okay, so we're going to change this around a bit. We're going to have this for glossy, both the babies and adults. We'll take the adult or baby glossy directlet from that. We'll wrangle this guy. Let's up the priority of this. Oh, let's start growing their food. Start with half of them and we'll increase. We'll want to get some piping through like that. Oops, whoops, whoops, whoops. Come on now. Make sure that the temperature of this plant mealwood is happy. So, our glass has disappeared. Kind of annoying. Was leaking down here. What happened? See this area opened up. Oh, is that just because... Oh, I think I know. I just blocked this door. Didn't I? Yeah. So it's not that the glass is gone and the dupes just couldn't access it. So now, okay, 1200. So I want to bring over, if I want 400, let's bring a ton of glass. Okay, so we'll empty the dirt on the floor here. We'll start loading on some glass. Let's just check out the glossy directlet stable. Oh, we've got that guy in there. I asked for an adult to be brought over. Not sure where that thing was wrangled. Oh, there it is. Still being wrangled. In the process of. Some wiring needs to be created before we'll actually get our first piece of plastic. Waiting for this guy to load. If this loads, we're gonna put on some a bottle of water for the mission as well. Okay, just notice we've got too much hydrogen going on over here. Now that is probably thanks to this setup. Not the easiest thing to resolve. Huh. But we build a ladder going down. We'll get some gas mat. We'll move this door out of the way so we can so that we can get a channel open up. Do I have any dupes that can demolish anything? No. Any chance there's a skill? Not immediately. I'll give you exosuit training, scientist. Give you construction too. Okay, so before I send Runner on this mission, let's skill scrub them. Put that right there. Oh, just realized we've took all the glass, which is fine. That's fine. So I'm just trying to think, is there any, other than food, that bottled water, we still have Still have to do that. Just wait a little bit longer. Is there anything else? I don't think so. Nothing's coming to mind. I'll do another double check. Okay, so we're changing the layout that goes towards the rocket. We're going to essentially do this so I can open this up and hopefully get these plants back to life. And I just noticed we produced our first piece of plastic. So the dupes can't actually get out to dig this out. So I've got to temporarily open this door. Let's make this a high priority. Digging that so I can get the door to close. I guess this door we can get rid of because it doesn't actually go out to space anymore. Can get rid of these tiles as well. Okay, so let's auto that one, high priority. Now the whole point of this was just that I can open this up a bit, so let's do that. I've got a little bit of salt water, which is kind of an annoying location. What we get across. I decided to upgrade Runner to Astronaut, since they're going to go on this very important space mission for us. Finally have opened up this spot. It's going to allow hydrogen to get toward... Oh, no, let's make sure we don't dig that out. But yeah, that's going to allow hydrogen to go towards this pump. Just a little bit further. You can see this is going to be a problem. It would drop salt water, which I don't want to do just yet. Maybe what I'll do. Fill that in like that. Okay, so it is time to load some food in the rocket. I prefer to have barbecue meat. There is about 33,000 calories. Let's try 10 kilograms. What does that give us? Auto sweeper is going to bring it here. I'm going to disable, or at least lower that priority temporarily. I think that brought it all. Let's see. Barbecue meat. It did split it up. Okay. We'll take more than we need. It might actually be safer. Maybe we actually want to go longer than I'm expecting. So I'm going to store that here. Highest priority. Please, dupes, do that. Change chef. Transport some of the barbecue meat up towards the rocket. Okay, so chef just put that in there. Now, here is what I've learned from Cedric, is your barbecue meat, or any other type of food, if it sits in a vacuum, its state is based on its temperature, whether it's in a deep freeze instead of where it's at, because a vacuum doesn't have a temperature. So just making sure this is still in a deep freeze state. It is. And that vacuum's sterile, so this will last forever. Want to make sure the dupes don't touch this. We're pretty much just ready to go. I think the last thing to do is get some water on board, and we're going to take off. Dig this out a little bit just to make it really easy for that hydrogen to get out of the way. So busy in this room, but just concentrating on the glossy direct-let eggs to populate a stable. So now that we've got some water on this rocket, I'm going to crew it. No one's been assigned to it. We're going to be sending astronaut. I'll give them rocket piloting. But I think that's it for today.
So, for the meantime, this is keep loading with oxygen. But when I come back, next episode, this is taking off. Unless I have some sort of change of mind as to what I need to be added in here. But I think this is enough. I think this is everything I need for a successful mission to go collect a ton of metal and other resources from this world over here with the help of some rovers. Whew, okay, so this has been a big one. I think these plants are going to come to life over time. What might want to, for the short term, put that in there just to really encourage that to go out. Actually, you know what I'll do? I think one of the easiest ways is just pump oxygen in. Make sure this doesn't get connected to the hydrogen line. Just before I forget, may not remember to do this when I start next time. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I will see you next time when I give this rocket a test run. Until then. Rancher, you're allowed out.